Hello, this is Scorpio.
And Aquarius.
Today I'm going to talk a little bit about stones, crystals, gems, and whatnot, and my personal experience with them. Um, it's interesting because I've always been attracted to different stones and different qualities and whatnot, and I never really looked much into it, but then I actually got a book, The Essential Guide to Crystals, and then I started paying attention to more of the stones that I was actually kind of attracted to and seeing what they actually meant. And then I realized there's actually something to it. A lot of people, obviously, they're like, "Oh, I love gold," but it's like if you look a little bit deeper into what gold really means, it's supposed to help promote more confidence, creativity, and stability. A lot of times people are like gold because of money, but it's like if you're really attracted to gold, not just because it's money, um, it's actually trying to tell you something that's trying to help you work on your confidence, your creativity, and stability. And for me personally, there's two that I was really attracted to, and I didn't really know why. It was copper and malachite. And after getting out of the military and going to war and whatnot, and then having different issues with who I was as a person and the different surgeries that I was coming back from and whatnot, and I was like, I really like copper. Then I started looking into it, and the healing functions of copper itself is helps reduce inflammation, releases tension and frustration, and it enhances brain function, which was very interesting to me because like I had a lot of issues with my joints being inflamed all the time, and I was always really tense and frustrated with my experiences in the military. So I actually got some copper, and I actually started to kind of help with some of those issues, and also doing detoxes and cleanses and stuff like that. But it was like one of my first big steps towards like self awareness and awareness of the world we live in. And then I started paying attention to more stones that I was actually kind of interested in, and that like kind of drew me in. And the other one was malachite. And the healing functions for malachite: it relieves pain and aids recovery after exhaustion, locates and corrects emotional imbalances, promotes the development of new ideas, encourages and strengthens in difficult circumstances, and absorbs environmental pollutants. Another thing that was kind of interesting because another thing that was helping me to recover from what I experienced in my life, and I didn't really fully get it, but now that I actually have those and understand more of the world, it's the world speaks to you, and if you listen, it helps you to realize what you're trying to overcome, and it aids you if you pay attention.
So you're kind of saying like these stones are sort of speaking to people on a deep unconscious or whatever level. And so you're kind of drawn to them and the things that you need to address. The particular stones will have the qualities to help you address and resolve certain
Yeah,
issues or enhance certain things that your own being like needs, right?
exactly. It's like and if people actually don't just look at it as like some silly kind of thing, but actually really pay attention, even if you don't get the stones or whatever, but just research what the stone actually means, or like your birthstones actually have meanings, um, that you're like in this existence that you're living this time around. It's trying to help you to understand who you are or what you might need to work on. It's different completions in your life. For me, it's topaz, and that's assuredness, confidence, and relaxation. And with what I've dealt with in my life, it's like I've definitely need some assuredness, and my confidence kind of wavers, and my relaxation. Obviously, I'm pretty tense some of the times. It's telling me some of the things I need to like pay attention to and try to work on, and it's been actually very helpful in my life, like actually paying attention, even if I don't care about like the crystals or gems in general, but just the idea of what they stand for and what they do. You don't need the gems or anything, but it actually gives you an idea of like what you probably should work on in your life.
So they're like a guide if you need it, a little bit of a
Yes.
guide,
Mm.
sort of. Kind of like astrology, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Sort of is there if you need it, but it doesn't rule your life, but it's there if you need it, kind of.
exactly. And it's like it's up to people to kind of look into it themselves, but ultimately it was helpful for me, and I've looked into different things for other people, and it seemed to be kind of on track with them as well. So the big thing is, don't just dismiss it. It's just a little extra piece of information that might help you on your life and completions and just this journey we're all on together. And it might help you balance yourself out.
Well, I think it's kind of interesting because I have never really been drawn to stones and crystals. I mean, I think they're pretty. Like I like them because of the bright colors and stuff. Two that I like are amethyst and turquoise, but I like amethyst just because it's my birthstone. So I've always been like, oh, cool, that's my birthstone. And then the other one, turquoise, just because it looks really cool. um, so I think like to some people maybe are more on that level. I guess more can connect more with with crystals and stones than others. I feel like I'm someone who it's not as easy for me to like connect. Like I can't look at a stone and go, oh, it's speaking to me. I can like feel it drawing me in, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Well, I'll just give a quick talk about turquoise. The healing functions for that strengthens all your organs, balances the subtle systems, particularly the heart, the thymus, and the throat chakras. Neutralizes environmental negativity, cools emotions, calms overactive thoughts, enhances intuition and psychic skills. And the amethyst encourages self-control, calms harsh emotions, and brings stability. Helps practical applications of imagination and aids in meditation and sleep.
I mean, I guess for the most part, if I look at both of those two things, those are some things I could definitely use in my life. My overactive, overthinking, imagination, and whatnot, and restlessness.
Interesting, right? It's like a couple of things that it potentially could be helpful, and you're drawn to them not because they just look pretty. Maybe there's something that resonates with you.
Maybe that is. Maybe that's true.
And birthstone, I think mine. It's like I never really liked topaz, but it's my birthstone, and it actually is something that I do need to work on.
Like it's stuff that like kind of describes you a little bit or whatever,
Yeah.
sort of.
It's pretty interesting.
Very interesting, yes. And as we know, what I also think is really interesting is just that we know everything pretty much has consciousness to it. These stones actually have their own consciousness and their own energy and whatnot.
Yeah,
and
sure.
that's, I guess, what we're connecting with when we're trying to.
Because it's like they're very specifically made up. It's not like they're just random things. It's like they're very specific. You find a piece of malachite, it's going to be a piece of malachite. I mean, there might be different alloys or different things within it, but ultimately it's like if you find a piece, that's what it's going to be. It's like they definitely have different energies and different strengths and weaknesses. It's just like everything. There's something that is powerful within each one. Just gotta kind of do your research if you want to. But that's just kind of some extra information.
Some supportive care for life, living your life is pretty much what it is, right? All right. Yeah.
That kind of wraps it up. Anything else you want to add?
No, just don't knock it till you try it. No.
Yeah, it's like just look
if
into
you're
it.
ever
It's just
interested in
interesting.
crystals and stones, just look into them a little more. And yeah.